Ladies and gentlemen, it is my favorite day of the year. Football is back. My first preview video of the year. Now keep in mind it is preseason, but we're going to dive right into this. We got the Buffalo Bills at home, their only home preseason game, taking on the New York Giants. Now, why is this game exciting? Because football is back. Of course, we're not going to see the starters the whole game. We might not even see starters at all. But I am glad to be playing the New York Giants because, number one, the Giants and the Bills, very hand-in-hand teams. Again, you have Coach Dable over there, Joe Shane at the helm, very connected to Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott. I'm sure they will be able to get their matchups that they want to see against each other. It'll be a very cordial game off the field. On the field, you never know. These guys are fighting for jobs. But we'll get to see the storylines that we want to see. Giants fans, if you're watching this video, let's start with you guys just at the quarterback position because we're definitely going to see a little bit of rookie Jaxson Dart. And Jaxson Dart is one of the quarterbacks from this year's draft class that I am super excited to see. Jaxson Dart, again, kind of, solid at all, categories, but doesn't really seem to be a guy who's going to be a future starter in the league, although we don't know. So it'll be exciting to see what Jaxson Dart can do. I know the expectations are going to be pretty low for Jaxson Dart in his first game, but I know Giants fans want to see him make some magic. Tommy DeVito still over there. That guy's still slinging the ball around. Who knows if he makes the roster, but I'm sure he'll see some playing time. Other than that, the Giants have two big names at quarterback this year. Jameis Winston, who I know the general public wants to see. They want to see their boy Jameis Winston get reps. Also Russell Wilson, though, who will be your week one starter, and who knows if he makes it to the end of the season the way his career is gone. But rooting for him over there in New York. Maybe Russell Wilson kind of knocks that Broncos country stuff in the past and that Steelers stuff in the past and is able to have a good end to his career in New York. Let's switch over to the Buffalo Bills because the Bills, Mike White, Mitch Trubisky, Josh Allen, we're not going to see much of Josh Allen, if any. Again, the battle for quarterback is at that backup position. And right now they're saying Mike White is leading the charge. We'll see if Mitch Trubisky can knock him off in preseason. Again, fourth quarter Mitch, we love him over here in Buffalo. I know teams that had him in the past do not love him, though. Let's switch back to the Giants a little bit because we have to talk about their first pick in the draft, Abdul Carter, third overall, absolute stud out of Penn State. This guy is going to be a force in the league for years to come. Again, it seems the pass rush is, a major factor in the league. Again, T.J. Watt just got paid big. Max got paid in Las Vegas. I mean, everybody is getting paid on that defensive line. Again, they still have Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence on that defensive line as well. So that might be their strong suit, I would say. If you wanted to pick out, the best area on this Giants team, I think it is for sure defensive line, especially after drafting Abdul Carter. Over on the Bills side of things, again, the Bills' defensive line got a lot better with Joey Bosa. I doubt we'll see any of him in this game. Again, you have guys like Ogunjobi and Hesh that they got, but those guys are suspended. So it's going to be a battle of the backups in this one. And I think as Bills fans, we're used to having a stacked defensive line core. We're used to having a ton of names to rotate in. And, I mean, we go through this list, right? I mean, Deion Walker, Cameron Klein at edge as well, Casey Rogers, Marcus Harris, they might see some reps as well. Dwayne Carter has to have a big year. TJ Sanders has to have a big year as well. Again, the young kid coming up. Epinesa, we'll probably see some of him. He needs to have a big year. Javon Solomon has had some really high moments in practices, and we're hoping to see some progression from him. Let's switch over back to the Giants, though. Again, still some more storylines going over there. As a Bills fan, preseason has become, hopefully nobody gets injured, right? Because there's not many, high first-round picks to watch. Their first-round pick, Maxwell Hairston, is not going to play at all in the preseason, and I'd be shocked if he even is available to play week one after having that knee injury. Again, luckily it's just week to week. It's not that ACL injury. Shout out to all the Bills podcasts out there for speculating on that one. It was not that, and luckily we did not jump the gun and report that because that would have been bad. But there was some serious skepticism about that injury, and luckily it's nothing too serious. Back to the Giants, though. Their weak spot, unlike their defensive line, is their offensive line. Their offensive line has been pretty terrible, and they really need some guys to step it up, like an Andrew Thomas to step it up after an injury. He's not going to play in this game, though. He's recovering from an injury. Evan Neal, John Michael Schmitz, these guys have to step it up this year because this offensive line is pretty bad. The receiver position, though, is not bad at all. Malik Neighbors, again, this is going to be a second year, and Malik Neighbors was one of my guys in fantasy football last year. He carried me a couple times, so shout out Malik Neighbors. Running backs for the Giants, Devin Singletary, our old friend, will probably get some reps. Tyrone Tracy, Eric Gray will also compete for backup roles there. Switching over to the Bills, running back, we don't know what's going on. James Cook today in practice sat out, was on the bike. I don't know if it's injury related or if it has to do with him sitting out. Again, I'm filming this in advance for this preview video. As far as receivers go, Shakir is week to week, which leaves the Bills with Elijah Moore, Caden Prather, Tyrell Shavers, Joshua Palmer, Laviska Shenault, KJ Hamler, and Deion Kane. That is simply not good enough. So that wide receiver core without Shakir is really bare bones. So hopefully Shakir can rest up and be ready to go for week one. Tight ends for the Bills, you got Kincaid, Knox, Jackson Hawes, who is your rookie, and then Zach Davidson. Again, you're assuming that Kincaid and Knox get most of the reps there. Offensive line for the Bills is still very, very solid. Deion Dawkins, of course, the big name on that offensive line. And then we switch to special teams for the Bills, where I will, wrap it up here. Again, Tyler Bass, apparently injured. Again, I don't think it's too serious, but if he is still questionable into week one, will we see Ray Davis kick field goals? Who knows? I'm sure they'll bring in another name if need be, but we did see Ray Davis in that return to of the blue and red practice kicking field goals, and he looked pretty good, I gotta say. Punter is Brad Robbins right now. Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane have both stated that the punter position is still wide open, so unless they bring another name in, it looks like Brad Robbins has won the battle, but it has not been announced that at all. Brandon Codrington is still your return man. Again, they were testing out Shenault and Ray Davis and even Ty Johnson a little bit. You never know. And then, of course, Reed Ferguson. So let me know what you guys think of this game. Any Giants fans in there? What are you guys looking for? I know I briefly touched on some positions, but I'm sure there's some more in-depth position battles that Giants fans know more of than me, a guy sitting in Buffalo who is hoping that nothing crazy happens in this preseason and that we can cruise into week one relatively healthy. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, though. It's been a rough training camp. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. We'll be hitting you with these preview videos every week. Once the regular season starts, we will be predicting every single NFL game in a separate video from these preview videos. And, of course, we'll be streaming every single Buffalo Bills game, including the preseason. So see you guys next Saturday on stream. Be sure to join those. Those are always a good time. And consider becoming a channel member. It really helps us out, and you guys get access to videos a couple hours or a couple days early, depending on what it is. Podcasts also this weekend. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm hyped. Football is back, as I am sure you can tell. And, yeah, the Bills have a fun preseason. This is their only home game, though. So if you want to go to a final game at the old stadium, this might be your last chance before tickets skyrocket in the regular season. Peace out, guys.